Hi, and welcome to MOHR Retail's Mothers in Retail series in 2026. I'm delighted to have such a long-term client and friend of ours who's built a career in retail while raising two children, a 22-year-old son and a 14-year-old. Welcome and thanks for participating this year, Jasmine.
Thanks for having me, Barry Beth. It's great to be here. Really excited to partner with more leadership again. I have been in retail for 20 years now, started in stores and then worked my way up through visual merchandising, payroll, HR, you name it. I've probably done it. Absolutely love the retail world and really, again, excited to be here today.
Well, that's terrific. Well, Jasmine, I know in your role now at Chuze Fitness as a Chief Human Resource Officer, that's a lot of challenges, but you really have raised your children while building the retail career that you've talked about. When I look back and just want to ask you a little bit about the pivotal moments that were in your career that really influenced by your experience as a mother, you think that it really kind of transpired into your leadership role. So how did, being a parent shape your leadership role in retail?
Yeah, well, being a parent is lots of patience, 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 patience. And especially in my world now and the HR world, payroll, all of those areas really take a lot of patience in learning how to help others, um, understanding where they're coming from, really having that empathy. So I think being a parent, you watch your children grow, and you also get to watch your team grow. And it
Hmm.
really helps you understand those steps in life that they're taking, both from the child perspective as well as an adult learning different things and wanting to grow into their next step. So I think really just understanding where they're coming from and stepping back and saying, it's not always going to go the way we want it to. And I don't have all the answers and I never will, but I'm there to try to figure it out and help them through it as well.
Absolutely. Empathy and humility, right? Not having all the answers and knowing we're kind of going through this together. I think
Yeah.
especially in challenging times in retail, and in a fast-paced business like you are in now, in the fitness world, in Choose Fitness. So, were there ever times when you look back, not just where you are now as, at Choose as a Chief Human Resource Officer, but also in your retail career, did you have to choose between career and family? We talk about that a lot, about the work-life balance and how hard it is. How did you make those decisions? Which ones did you go to? Which ones did you have to choose which one to be at work or at home or with your children? And what did you learn from both? If you could kind of share a little bit about how you balanced, retail and parenting.
Yeah, that's always the hard thing, right? You want to put everything into your career, especially as a female. You don't want to say, I can't do that because you want to prove yourself. And I would say that there were a number of times where I had to choose. Do I go to this function? Do I have to stay late? I travel a lot. I've always traveled a lot for work. So, am I going to be in town for my kids' recital? Am I going to be there to be able to take them to karate? Not always able to do that, but I did make sure that I focused on my family. I was lucky my husband was a stay-at-home dad. He was finishing school, so he was there for the kids. He could pick them up from school if I was out of town for work. But you still want to be there as much as you possibly can as well. So I think that um, having to choose, I often chose my family first. My career is very important to me. I'm a chief human resources officer. So even by choosing throughout my career to put my family first, I still was able to get to the spot I wanted to get to. So knowing you don't always have to stay 12-hour days, being able to make those decisions and really take care of yourself and take care of your family will help you be a better leader and help you as an overall employee in the retail space or anywhere that you're at.
Absolutely. And I love to say that, to hear you say that because as a chief human resource officer, you got to model what you expect, right? And so it would be really hard for you to answer emails while you're on vacation because then the expectation is that, they have, or you always being there and choosing work over your home. I think that, knowing you and how long you've been in HR and retail, I think that's one of the things I admire about you is it really having that balance and being able to model what you expect. Um, and so with that, what advice would you give women in retail that who are currently, raising children and striving for, their own growth in careers, and especially I think as you said, women in retail, to really make sure that you can make a difference in your career, be credible, but also be a whole woman, and that part of that woman is being the mother too. So yeah, what advice would you give to other women in retail right now, raising
I,
children?
yeah, I would say be true to yourself. You know what you need. It's just a job. There's a bunch of them out there. You might not find the right one the first time around. And if you need to put your family first for a situation, be honest with your leader. And don't come with well, I can't make it, but hey, I'm not going to be able to go to this, but I'm going to do this instead that will, help me continue whatever the project is or whatever is needed. But really just making sure that you're true to what you know that you need for yourself, your family, and for your career.
Absolutely. Great advice. I really appreciate it. And I think the other is asking for help, which you mentioned, having that support system helped you, having your husband being able to be there when you were traveling to balance things out. I think that balance is really important too.
Yeah.
Jasmine, thank you so much for joining us today and being part of our Mother's Day series. But I also want to wish you a very happy Mother's Day coming up. And I hope you enjoy it and continue with the great success you have being a mother and the Chief Human Resource Officer at Choose Fitness. Thank you.
Thanks, Mary Beth, and happy Mother's Day to you as well.
Thank you.